Hi, everybody. If you can hear me speaking, please type in the chat box now, everybody. Okay, my name is Albert Tan. Most of you has known me. So if you have not seen me before, let me introduce myself. I'm the founder of downloadsilo.com, and we have a Facebook group, and most of you are actually attending this live webinar because of the Facebook group. So today we are happy to welcome all of you here, and we have some very exciting news for you guys because we have actually got this ElevenSight founder with us and the VP of Marketing, Rafael, as well, to help answer any questions. So before we start, I would like to introduce Mr. Alex Golu, right? So,
Yes.
okay, let me give a very brief introduction of you and your company. So, I was told that ElevenSight was founded in 2016. It has been for a few years already. And Alex is a scientist. He has a PhD degree, master degree, from well-known universities. So I'm not going to name the university. You can check in the the bio in the webinar page. Most important thing is Alex is a very experienced scientist and also a serial entrepreneur. So he has done two startups, and these two startups are very successful, and he actually exited that, and this is his the latest startup, and ElevenSight has proven to be a very good one-click we meet, or we call it video chat or audio chat or conference chat software without even have to install anything. So for Zoom, you have to install the software, download the software, that kind of thing. So for ElevenSight, there is no need to do that. So I leave it to Alex to explain later. And with us today also we call Rafael, the handsome guy below. So he's in charge of marketing, for ElevenSight. And if you have any question on marketing, sales, operations, please type into the chat box. So without further ado, I would like to invite Alex to start his presentation. Please.
Hi, everyone. So I thought what I would do is use a few slides. I'm going to share my screen here in a second. And I'm actually looking for, there it is, share screen. And if I also put you here. So I'm assuming that you guys can see my screen and you guys can see me. I guess if there is any issues, questions, you guys will type in. So if any questions you want to interrupt me while I'm talking, feel free to type in. I'll keep an eye on that so that I can actually address the questions. So Albert, thanks for hosting this. Rafael, thanks for organizing this, and for all of you for participating. So I thought I'd give you some background. Albert did a very nice introduction about us by myself, Rafael. Maybe I should also mention Farah Eskafi, who is our Chief Technology Officer. He and I have known each other back when we were PhD students at Berkeley. Our careers evolved as that of serial entrepreneurs. And we build SMS applications for wireless handsets. We build RFID chips. But this time around, we saw video as the communication means of the future. We knew that meeting room platforms would be commoditized. We knew that people can talk on WhatsApp and Skype as friends. So the problem we focused on was one actually created by us technology companies with chatbots and forms. Sales guys have lost their ability to answer calls in real time. Think of the guy in the 80s sitting in his office in a suit and a tie. When the phone rang, he was happy to answer. Now today, between Calendly and Zoom, it takes 2 to 5 days for a business to connect with their customers. And especially in those cases where the decision is going to be made within 30 days or so, where the customer already arrives informed and is just making a final decision between two vendors, whoever answers first is going to get the deal. That's why most companies see over 30-35% of loss rate in terms of leads that have come in. So our solution is simple, as you guys already know, is that it's a simple link. So if I want to call Rafael, I just type it in. He can answer on any device. We can call each other without any downloads. And if you reduce a person's identity to a URL, it can then become very easy to embed that in any customer marketing outreach. So it could be the call to action of any outreach. So I'm going to show a video here that is in the automotive segment.
Welcome to Fremont Toyota. How can I help you?
Hi, I'm looking for an environmentally friendly car.
Sure. I have a Corolla here at the showroom, which is a hybrid.
Yeah.
Let me show it to you.
Sure.
I'm here till 9 p.m. What time works for you?
Can we do 5 p.m.?
5 p.m. sounds good. I'll see you at 5 p.m.
See you then.
All right. Bye-bye.
Right. So, I mean, she wants to buy a car. She goes to the website. The sales guy is one click away. I mean, that's clearly much better than interacting with an AI chatbot. Right. Now, on the surface, the solution is easy, but underneath, there is a sophisticated engine that we have built that combines the ad hoc call capabilities of WhatsApp, the meeting room capabilities of Zoom, and telephony features like three-way calling, call transfer. And we did it in a way that integrates into the CRM. It provides organization management and data analytics capabilities, and it fits into any business's existing process, right? And if I actually show another video, this is sort of the end-to-end experience, right? A customer arrives to our website, they can enter their data, we can retrieve whatever information there is about the customer from the CRM, provide deal intelligence before the call, during the call. After the call, we give the sales guy the ability to enter comments and update the CRM. So we move the deal forward, sales are accelerated, and the customer is satisfied, actually impressed with the service they have received. Now, I know that there are many other uses of our solution, and a lot of you are using it in different ways and in different contexts. And we actually love that, and we welcome that, because while this is our initial focus, ultimately we know that there are many different places we can go. Now, initially in automotive, we have shown that a video-initiated relationship is 3 times more likely to result in sales, and customer satisfaction goes up by 20%. You guys love us. We are an Alchemist. They are actually a customer, and they are also a user investor in us. We have protected our IP, but with a patent. But the more important thing that we do is we keep it as a trade secret, because making a call connect is easy. Making almost every call connect is hard. If a call doesn't connect, being able to go back in after the fact and figuring out why it didn't connect is almost impossible. And we do all three. What we have done is we build our proprietary protocols that integrates diverse industry standards. We do have a roadmap. I'm sure Rafael is going to tell us in a minute that we also have a public roadmap on voting. And and this is the team. So that's all I'm going to show here in terms of slides. Now, I know that a lot of you ask us about white label, and I anticipate that should come as a question. So I thought I would also talk a little bit of what it means to have white label in our solution so that that can get addressed. Now, our solution has multiple elements, right? We have an E-line. So my E-line is vcall.link/Alex Goldo. We do have a mobile app. So if you actually call me, my device rings. And on my computer, I'm also logged into app.elevensight.com, right? So a full white label would require giving you a branded instance of all of this, right? So creating an app in the App Store that's not under the ElevenSight name, but under your name is actually considerable effort because we need to create and maintain and make new releases of it. And our app.elevensight.com, it gets updated every 2-3 weeks. So we would have to create an instance for you and update that every 2-3 weeks, right? But my understanding and assumption is that the main request is for the E-line to be white labeled, right? Because that's the customer front, that's your storefront. You want people to be able to call in with that. Now, the other thing we also realize is that if you look at the white labeling of an E-line, so I have an account with ElevenSight, it's vcall.link/Alex Goldo. Let's say we have a reseller Gringo, and they may want to have gringo.com/gringo as an alternative to vcall.link. But if they were to sell, let's say, to another person, Patricia may want to have charcuterie.com/Patricia as a E-line option. So what we are doing is we are working on a solution to make this possible. Now, let me see. So as I said, we have defined 3 tiers of, let me open this document here. So we have defined 3 tiers of white labeling, right? Tier 1 is what's going to come in the product. There are more capabilities we are adding in terms of being able to change backgrounds, removing the Powered by ElevenSight from the E button, and so forth. So those are all going to be in the product. So those of you who already have codes and lifetime deals, that will be included into your product. In terms of being able to create a branded your vCall domain username, or be able to enable a reseller to do that for the organizations they have sold, that's something we are implementing. It's a little bit more complicated than a CNAME where it's a static name that gets overwritten, but we're going to make that available. Now, whether we make that available to people who already have codes with an additional code, or we do that as a monthly fee, that's something we are still evaluating internally. Now, we also have that tier 3 white labeling where we can create an app for you guys, and where we can actually have app.elevensight replicated for you. That's something we do. We do have customers that do that too, but that only becomes practical for anybody that has maybe 1,000, 2,000 users or more, because this actually adds several thousands of minimum cost to us to be able to create and maintain that. So I'm now looking at any reactions and questions about this white labeling that I have talked about.
No, I don't think so. There is any question on white labeling, but I mean,
So there is one question here from Alberto, more interested in just removing the 11 site on customer facing, but it's amazing
okay.
how you are even expanded it further. Could you expand a little bit on the branding customization capabilities that we're going to be implementing, Alex? I think maybe people want a little more clarification on that.
Yeah. So, I mean, for example, I think in the meeting rooms, if you are in a meeting room, it's the ElevenSight logo that appears. So what we're going to make sure is that any organization can upload their own logo. So if somebody walks into your room, it's your logo that's in there. The current green background that's also on the roadmap, so the green color background you will be able to change because that's your room. As you know, and let me actually go in, I'm sure you guys have all seen this already, but just in case, let me share my screen again. So if you go into your dashboard, if you go to settings and if you go to button, you can go into the button and you can edit it, and you can basically pick any color you want for your button. And there are also multiple shapes that you can pick, right? Simple, rounded, and so forth. And the button can be placed anywhere. If you could actually add an image over the button. And once you do all those changes, obviously do not forget to save it, because that's how this actually comes together. And the profile page is actually where, if you say edit profile, you can change this background image. This background image is going to be now propagated in many different places. And clearly another key customization is the greeting that you actually have. We do have two greetings, just to be clear. There is one during your business hours and off hours, right? We do have that concept of a business hour and off hour. Right now, I look unavailable. Maybe I should make myself available, because here in the Bay Area where I'm at, it's 8:20 a.m. and my day typically doesn't start till 9. So that's why my availability starts at 8:45 a.m. during the week, 10 o'clock over the weekend, and then I'm up till 10 p.m. and further.
So Alex, since you are in the product, I think would be a good segue to maybe give an overview of the capabilities available and guide people on some how we use the solution ourselves.
Right. So that's actually a very good question. Now I'm going to go to ElevenSight.com. So one thing I want to show you is what we are doing for this button here, right? So there is a button there. It says sales department, technical support. I can go into sales department. There is a form, and there is video, audio, chat capabilities, and book a meeting. Now, this button, how is it implemented? Maybe we can do a little bit of a deeper dive into that. Now, for a given button, right? And if we go here to button, so these are my buttons, right? You have the ability of configuring whether when somebody clicks on it, it directly calls you, or whether it actually expands. So this particular one is not expandable. So if I say expandable, it will basically expand. I can then specify what the button text says. So right now there is no button text, right? So I can say video call me, forget audio, video, text call me, right? So these are then going to be appearing in the button. And I don't quite want to save this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come out of this. I'm going to use this one. It says test. I'm sure it's not being used anywhere. So if you actually go back, you can actually see, you can test it. And this basically shows you what that button looks like. This is saying, just call me, right? So let's edit this. And let's save. And if we say test, so it actually is expanding. It's saying make an appointment, forget video call me, right? So I'm going to go ahead and change that. I'm going to change the color. I'm going to make it, let's make it red, right? And let's do a text only option, text call me. And as you see, there's an external link. So you can have several external links. Let's add another external button here is that says our website. And put ElevenSight.com. Let's save that. So when we test it now, the color has changed. And when you say make an appointment, I guess something went wrong here that we're going to need to look at that as what I did wrong. But that basically allows you to edit these buttons. Now, the more important thing, however, that I want to cover is what's in your organization. Because as I come to ElevenSight here, if I go to call forwarding, this is a fairly advanced feature, right? Because if we go to our website, ElevenSight.com, and there is a sales department and technical support, right? So the support line is support@ElevenSight.com. So if you call support, and it actually rings all of these people, right? Nobody dials in our company into support. All 8 devices, all 8 people's devices will ring. Some of these people live in Turkey. Some of them live, some of them live in US, right? So this allows us to answer the support line as much as possible 24/7, because there are at least 16 hours in the day, which are business hours, either in US or in Turkey. And then the sales line also rings. The sales line is the sales super button. So it rings me, it rings Özgün, Eren, Rafael, and Ilgin. Most of you get either me, Eren, or Rafael if you call in the US business hours, but a lot of you have already also talked to Ilgin. Özgün is our product manager. He is sort of a catch-all. He is also on the support. So that's what he does. So, and the sales plus the super button then includes the support line and the sales line, right? So if you create a super button, you could actually include other lines in it. So a super button essentially is a collection of lines that you are putting in a button that allow your customers to call various departments in your organization. Rafael, is that what you had in mind?
Yes, I think so.
And I mean, maybe one other thing is that, like, in an organization, you can actually set some organization level policies of what people should be able to do and what they shouldn't be able to do. but you can also go into every individual and you can then actually edit some of their capabilities. So I can actually go to Brian Pia, and this is Brian's settings, right? So I can actually configure for somebody who works in the company how their system works for them. Now I see a question that says, does this mean that ElevenSight can be used as a call center? The answer is yes. One thing we do not have is queues, call queues. We haven't implemented that yet. That's on the roadmap. However, everything else is there. Our focus is to answer every call as soon as possible, right? I mean, the call centers typically are built that, oh, when the customer calls, we can put them on hold for half an hour. That's not in our purpose. Our purpose is when the customer calls, answer it live. So beyond that, yes, we even had customers. One of our customers was a call support center for a betting site. So they really cared about their customers, because if the customer has an issue, they cannot be on the betting site betting and they can't be making money. So they viewed their support as a profit center. They had enough people to answer every single call in real time. And with our ability to ring multiple devices at the same time, you can actually make sure that all calls are answered, because I may be on a call, Rafael can answer the next one, Eren can answer the next one. The other thing that's also important is we have this notion of call waiting, right? So if I'm on a call and Rafael, do you want to call me?
Sure, I'll do that right now. So I'm calling Alex right now. vcall.link/Alex.
Right. So let's say he answered. Can somebody from the audience call me as well? And we're going to mute this. Right. Can somebody else from the audience can also just type in? Because what I want to show is that my computer is going to ring again. And I can actually put Rafael on hold and switch. Right.
If you guys click on the link over there.
Yeah, I'm calling
Okay.
Alex. It's loading, you know.
Yeah.
Call reason.
Yeah, so this actually shows another capability. vcall.link/Alex and Alex call will work. So there you go. I can actually put Rafael on hold. There is another one coming, right? So I can keep doing this, and I can basically tell people, hey, you know, I'll get back to you, right? This actually brings up another good question. So I can keep doing this. So I can put you guys all on hold and say, hey, I'll get back to you. But this actually brings a good topic that I want to address. More and more people. Put you guys all on hold and say, hey, I'll get back to you. But this actually brings a good. So this many cam is what I'm going to address. Who is causing the echo? I hung up on everybody. So this mini cam is what I'm going to. And I can always just decline the call. There we go. So some of you guys are using, and more people are using software that allows you to manage your cameras, right? Those software sometimes gain control of all of your cameras, and they present to the operating system a single camera. So those type of applications make our flip camera not work, because we asked the operating system, how many cameras do you have? The operating system says 1, so we can't flip. You have to go into the application that's managing all the cameras and tell the application which camera to use for our call. So we have had to do that. Now, I saw some questions coming in. Can you segment calls routing for businesses that have multiple physical locations? Yes, because what you're going to do is you're going to create a sales line for every physical location. You could even have a big map of the country or wherever your locations are, and you can put an E button for each location so people can then call that location directly. So we have Fiat as a customer in Turkey. You can go to their website, fiat.com, and that they will allow you to just call a given dealership that's closest to you. Right. How can we remove admin after we assign it in the room? So I don't quite understand that question. Rafael, do you understand it?
So I believe is if someone wants to change the status of a participant from admin or presenter.
So the way the rooms work is everybody, if vMeet is enabled, and in the codes they are, everybody gets a private room. What the nice thing about a private room is that it's like my office. If I step in there, I'm the moderator, and I need to be in the room for this to work. But if I'm in the room and Rafael comes, I can make him moderator.
Alex, do you mind just showing the experience? You can open your room, so I'll join you there so people can see.
So we'll do the other way around. So I'm going to go to your room, Rafael.
Okay, let me start my room then.
No, don't start.
Okay.
If I go to Rafael's room, Rafael is not in the room, right? He's not there. Now I can say, hey, we were supposed to meet. Where is Rafael? It's 3 minutes past the half hour. I'm going to call him and ask him what happened, right? And he basically is not available right now, right? But I can also, where were you? Let's go back in there. I can also wait for him to come in. Rafael now steps into his room. And now I'm able to join, right? And we need to mute. Okay, so now I can actually put this in present. So he is the moderator, I'm not. He has the option of giving me moderator rights. Actually, let's put this here. I have 2 cameras, right? So I'm gonna, so this is the seminar, this is the meeting with Rafael. So he can now, if once he has made me moderator, and we are waiting for him to do that.
Give me just 1 second. Moderator, yes.
Yes. So now I have moderator access. Now if he leaves, I can stay in his office, right? We were there, so he had to leave, I stayed, right? So that's basically the private offices. But at ElevenSight, we also have like our boardroom, ElevenSight/ElevenSight. So anybody in the company can step in there whenever they want and hold a meeting, right? So these are some of the, this is basically the meeting room, and I guess Rafael left.
I'm gonna jump there.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave. So those are the meeting room capabilities. What else do I want to cover? Let me go back and see.
So I think one thing that I use as a marketing person, as a business person, especially when I'm running campaigns, Alex, is the capabilities of like the use cases of creating campaigns using our technology, right? We have a lot of people that are very familiar with the digital channels, and they run campaigns, both paid and organic. And I think one thing that you could start showing is how we use trackers to track every link that we create for different needs, right? And then maybe I can take over here and show some of the campaigns we have been running so people can see
Sure.
how we use our solutions. You want to show trackers since you had that there?
Sure, I'll quickly do that and then you can set things up. So another capability as I was going is that, so profile is clear. We covered that. You can upload a picture, you can upload a logo, and you will find more and more things you are able to do here. This is your account. It should say lifetime for you guys for billing. And you should be able to apply more promo codes. The button is where you configure your button. The greetings is where you put your greeting. The trackers, and I'm going to go now to my place and my tracker. So while vcall.link Alex Gollu is my video call link, I can actually make it default to other places, right? So if somebody calls vcall.link Alex Gollu, it can just become an audio call. I can also create specific trackers. So I have something called a business card. I haven't given one out in the last like 18 months because I haven't seen people. This is where I work. Occasionally I have a business card. So if you scan the QR code on this business card and call me, the system will tell me that it's my business card calling. So let's do that. I'm going to copy this link. I'm going to now go into an incognito window and I'm going to call myself. That's another thing that you can do in this system is you can easily test. And it says tracker business card, right? An anonymous person is calling, but the tracker says business card. So I now know that that person calling me has access to my business card. Like people create trackers for their signatures, and Rafael, I'm sure, is going to show in a minute that he creates a tracker for every campaign that he runs. And with that, I'll pass it to Rafael.
Hey guys, yeah, thanks, Alex. No, so we are very feature rich here. And that's just the beginning, and that's what I want to point out to you guys, that we're evolving the product and evolving so fast that we're going to start bringing a lot of new features to market as we are listening to you more and more, right? So Alex covered pretty much what we call the super button that goes into the website. As a marketing person, as a website owner, as a business owner, myself as a marketing guy, I really want to know where my leads are coming. So we have this ability of adding a form, a mini form to the button, or we can add a form before each call, right? So before a call pops up and you answer, you can actually enable a form to show up on a landing page to capture your callers' information if you don't want to have an anonymous call. So for example, right now, what I did was I entered my information. I want to see a product demo. Some of you guys have done that. I can do a video, audio call, chat, or book a meeting. Right now, I'm going to try and start a video call, and that's going to ring our sales team, including myself, Alex. As you guys can see, my phone's going to ring. So I know it's Rafael calling from ElevenSight.com. Alex's phone is ringing. Alex's computer is ringing. My computer is ringing here. I'm not going to pick up. I'm going to ignore that so I can continue.
So I answered on my cell phone.
So let me mute you. Yep.
Right.
So it's that simple, right? That's the simplicity that we want to bring to market. That's one way of converting leads, right? You spend a lot of time building up content, driving people to your website, and then you want to convert them in the best way possible. So we provide the shortest distance between you and your prospect, you and your customers, and that's what we're aiming for, right? Instead of filling up a form, getting that lead, sending up an email, trying to schedule a meeting for 2 to 5 days later, you can have an instant conversation with anyone with one click. That's very powerful. So the other thing that I've been running here, guys, is email marketing campaigns, right? You run a lot of email marketing campaigns. That's really cool. But usually you drive people to a blog page, to a landing page, or any call to action that you like, right? What we do today is, instead of embedding a landing page link, what we do is, with one click, guess what happens, right? Click here to call us. All the call to actions here are actually video calls. So if people are interested in talking to us, with one click, we can start a video call right away to our sales line, and I know exactly who's calling. Sorry, Alex, I just hang up.
I'm gonna silence my phone.
Yes, another use case is, we've been running a lot of campaigns on LinkedIn, and you can be Facebook, it can be Twitter, it can be Google display ads, it can be your AdWords. And what we did was, in some of the posts, just for trial and A/B testing, we had the video call link embedded into the post, right? So if that's something that's interesting, convert 3x more qualified leads and improve your pipeline by 30 to 50%. So we were messaging our story to a particular group. So with one click, guess what's happened? We can start a call straight from LinkedIn, right? And it's the same story, calling me, calling Alex, calling our sales team. And I'm going to just shut down here for a second. And you can then add trackers to every single call, every single link. So you know exactly which campaigns are generating the most leads, or you can emphasize a channel other than others. So because you know your audience is in a particular channel. Well, with that, I just wanted to give you a quick overview on how we've been using to market ourselves using our own tool. Alex gave a good overview of the product. I'm going to open for questions.
So a number of questions came in, Rafael, while you were talking, so I'm going to quickly address them. Okay. One question was, can we remove moderators? I don't know. I don't think so, because once we are both moderators, we have equal authority. So we'll look into that. There is a question around meeting room size. So since our meetings are in the browser, what we do is, after the 6th person, if there are like 10 people in the room, we show the video of the last 6 people who have spoken. What we found is most laptops don't have enough CPU power to process 10 streaming video channels in the browser. So while we advertise is that like up to 20 people, it's not something we limit. It's just that after a while, your laptop may not be handle as many people in the room in the browser. So we try to mitigate that by only showing the video of the last 6 people. There was a question about like sharing analytics. What I'll do is I'll show you a screen of how we used our own analytics, right? Because we definitely can go into the system and download the calls that we had on any given line. So we basically downloaded a CSV file of all the calls. We took the statistics and we put it in Excel spreadsheet and we ran a curve. So definitely this is something you guys can do as well. Or you just need to go to your call history, see all calls on a given line, and you should be able to filter the dates, and you should be able to export. So that's how you can actually like analytics in a most targeted way. We're going to add more analytics, more reports. Clearly, if you go into your organization, there is a dashboard. There are filterable statistics of who are all the people who are answering, etc. Pre-recorded message. So one feature that's on the roadmap is that if I have a missed call, can I automatically send an email to the person who filled out the form? So we're going to do that, and I'm going to take this in that maybe it's even a pre-recorded video that's going to be sent automatically. What else? I have a note here that says 3Com. So we do have three-way calling and call transfer, in case you did not know that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call myself here. vcall.link. I guess I call Rafael so much that the browser just wants to call Rafael. So this is something I do a lot at the demos. I talk to myself. But I'm going to then say, hey, I need Rafael in this meeting, right? So I can go down and I missed him.
Right there.
There we go. I'm going to invite him. So what this is going to do is this is going to put all of us automatically in a meeting room, right? It says join meeting, right? So now I need to find this guy and make him join as well. Right? And I'm going to leave. Right. So that's the three-way calling and call transfer capability that I've very quickly shared. There was a question about how many max leads. I could not quite understand that question. There is no limit on, I don't know what lead means in this context. The other question was around integrations. And we are in the process of, we are integrated with several automotive CRMs. We are integrated with HubSpot. That's going to come in the next release. Our team is working in more, I think it's Pabbly integration. So all of that is going to come. Again, whether we actually provide an additional code to expose those capabilities, or it becomes on a monthly based feature, that's something we're going to have to see.
Alex, can I join here?
Yeah.
Can I jump here? So one of the questions was, how about spams and calls that we don't want to answer, right? So I'm going to share my screen here, guys, quickly with you. Show one thing. Here's my latest calls, right? I can see all my calls that I've been receiving or making. But what I want to show you is that even anonymous call, I know there was a call that came from Big Marker, which is the webinar provider, which means that someone clicked on my link there. But if I don't want to receive a call from this particular IP address, I don't know who that person is because it's anonymous. I didn't have a form or anything associated to it. I can block this caller, right? So this caller is never going to be able to call me again. So that's really powerful as well from a spam blocking perspective, right? And I just, before we finish, Alex, I don't know if there are any questions.
Yeah, I was actually just going to tell you that, hey, we are running out of time.
Yeah, exactly. So I just want to finish up and pass the ball back to Albert. But We have a public roadmap. I've shared the public roadmap with you guys on the chat panel. I've also shared our Facebook group, so please join us. We're going to be updating every week on our developments, news, etc., promotions, and etc. But one thing that I wanted to bring to you, because a lot of people came to me, is like, well, that's an amazing tool, but I think the dashboard could be a little better. So we put the upvoted public roadmap there, and definitely one of the key items that you guys have been requesting was updating our UX UI. And I just want to show you quickly where we're going with that. So that's our new UX UI that we're going to be releasing. We don't have a date yet, but we're working really hard to bring that to market as fast as possible, and that's going to be included in your lifetime subscription, right? So there's some really cool stuff coming up. We're working hard to bring this to market as soon as possible. So yeah, stay tuned.
Okay, thank you, Rafael and Alex. Let me have 5 minutes, do some what I call a special offer for today's webinar. So let me share my screen.
So right now I have an option of buying a full stack code for $99.
Yeah, so if you enter download Silo here, then it becomes $99. So if you haven't bought that yet, that's a better deal than AppSumo. You get 5 users, 5 E-lines, 1 conference room, as we discussed, our website, super buttons, unlimited calls, audio calls, 3-way calling, all the good stuff that comes with the product. So I'm going to share the link on. Oh, yeah. So he just shared. So great. Mm-hmm. That's really cool.
So if you click on it, it automatically goes and you can purchase the code.
Mm-hmm. So if you haven't bought yet, or if you want to buy an extra one, 5 users, feel free to use our special code, download Silo, and that's going to make you, that's going to give access to our product.
And I think we lost our moderator. So Rafael, I think there were also like some prices. Do we want to? So I'm seeing.
Yes. So no, sorry, I was typing here. So guys, we decided to do 2 promotions here. Thanks for attending. I think that this was great. The first thing that we want to bring up to you, that everyone that participated in this webinar are going to enter to win tier 1, which is one user, tier 2, which is 3 users, and tier 3, which is 5 users. We're going to be giving away these 3 tiers. We're going to use a software to select automatically the users. So stay tuned. We're going to be reaching out to you guys to announce the winners. The second thing that I want to talk to you about, and that's very important, pay attention to it, okay? For the first time, we're going to be giving away an account with 10 users, okay? So what's going to happen is after the webinar is done, Albert's going to share the recording, right, Albert, in a post. Yes. And everyone that reshares that or take that link and use the hashtags download Silo and hashtag download Silo and hashtag ElevenSight, it's going to automatically enter to win a 10 user account. So that's the first time we are doing that. So that's an exclusivity for our friend Albert 10 here. He has been great with us. He has been great with the community. So we wanted to make this special offer to him. So as soon as he publishes the recording of the webinar, go ahead and start publishing to every single group, because the people that most reshare the link are going to be the ones that are going to be with the highest level to win the prize. So then,
how many days do they have to do this?
good question. So you have 7 days to publish and repost it as many times as you want through any social media as you want. So
they can do it on Facebook, they can do it on YouTube, they can come to our YouTube channel, subscribe. LinkedIn, I don't know if there's many people there. Instagram and Twitter, we are not as big on them, but they can do it on those media too.
They can do any media. So yeah, so that's definitely something that they should do. And we just got a question here. Can we stack the 99 deal to get 10 user account? Unfortunately not. So the only way to get a 10 user account is if you share, repost the recording of this webinar and get the word out. So that's going to be the first time we're doing that.
So, I mean, actually, another place I think they can go is like G2, Capterra, Trustpilot. So go give us reviews at those platforms, no?
Yeah, sure. So the more you post about ElevenSight. So what I want to do here for you, since Alex brought that up, is if you have bought our code on AppSumo, and you haven't reviewed us, if you review us and you send an email to